Okay, you're go for launch.
Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday, March 24th, 2021 Henrietta Town Board Special Use Permit meeting. Please call roll.
I will, before I do, Steve, I think your microphone might be off.
Let me try that again.
That's so much better. Councilmember Barley,
Here.
Councilmember Stafford,
Here.
Councilmember Safranek,
Here.
Councilmember Bolsner,
Here.
Supervisor Schultz.
Here. I'd like to start with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First up, we have application numbers 2021, 19, and 20. Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Yellow Chilies Corp., 100 Marketplace Drive, Suite 110, in a commercial B1 zone district, tax account number 162.09-1-1.11, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Application 2021-19 is to operate a smoothie cafe, also offering sandwiches, wraps, and flatbeds. Planned hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Application 2021-20 is to have outdoor seating. We have a representative for Tropical Smoothie present. Please come up, introduce yourself and your affiliation with the project, and tell us what you're looking to do.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My
You
name.
can take your mask off while you're at the microphone.
All right, okay.
Makes it much easier to understand.
Oh yeah. So good evening, everyone. My name is Jigar Gandhi, and I am representing our group for Tropical Smoothie Cafe application at 100 Marketplace Drive. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is a national franchise which has more than 900 locations across US. They have a location in Buffalo, and they are expanding in that market as well. So this would be the first Tropical Smoothie Cafe location in the Rochester market at 100 Marketplace Drive, unit number 110, which is between the Chick-fil-A and the New Mission Barbecue, which is coming. So that's where it's going. Serving healthy smoothies, healthy wrap, and other items. It would be 972 square feet space, and the storefront would be facing Jefferson Road. Mostly it's a takeout place. We have an application for the outdoor seating as well. It's mostly seasonal business. It's a smoothie business. Not a sit-down restaurant. We are expecting to have less than 10 sittings inside, and around 16 sitting outside on the east side of the building.
Great. So the sandwiches, wraps, and flatbreads, is that part of the franchise, or is that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And have you operated any other tropical smoothies, or is there someone?
So we've been in a business for almost 15 years. When I say we, our group, we used to own a Subway in Henrietta Supercenter. That's inside. We used to own a Subway in a Pittsford, and currently we own the Firecrust Pizza in Henrietta at the Lehigh Station and the West Henrietta Road. So we are the owner of the Firecrust Pizza. We are local. We've been doing business in Henrietta since 2008. That's where we did our first Subway in Henrietta Walmart Supercenter. So we have experience. It's a very similar business, sandwich wrap. On top of that, we'll be serving smoothies.
Great. And this is on the side that's closer to
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, yep.
Great. Questions?
How many parking spaces do you anticipate having?
So we are going to reserve 2 parking space for the curbside pickup, or it would be exclusive or dedicated to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe. The rest of the parking space would be like in the plaza parking space. So we still need to get like, our drawings from the architect, but I believe like, maybe they would allocate like, since it's not a sit down and take out, so 2 plus maybe additional 3 or 4, I believe.
You said seasonal. Are you planning on being closed in the winter?
No, we are not planning to close in the winter, but it is a seasonal. So of course we'll have a peak in the summertime,
Okay.
but we'll open like, year around. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not planning to close down in the winter time because it still has a food. So even though
Right.
smoothie will go down, but we'll still have some traffic due to the food.
Okay.
The number of employees? Did you-
Around 20. Yes.
You mentioned that you're using nutritional supplements. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so in this concept, like, in the recipe, so you make smoothies out of like, your fruits and all that stuff, but customer has an option to add whey protein and some other supplements as per their need, especially like, people working out, they probably would ask for those kind of supplements. Yeah, but those are all in their national menu and it's all approved. And that's what we're going to have it there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Has this come in for any kind of site plan review yet or anything? Do you know?
A floor plan or a site plan?
Site plan.
We did submitted a site plan, which like, how the entire,
Right.
the old Chili's restaurant will be split. One would be Mission Barbecue and others east side, like, will get split into Tropical and Crumble. But we don't have like, the detail, I would say like, floor plan yet.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is I just want to, Chris Martin, will this be coming in front of the planning board? You're muted if you answered.
Yep. So Chris Martin, Director of Engineering and Planning. So if there's any significant site plan changes, then it'll have to come before the board, maybe as a discussion item. We did have the plaza, that building come in earlier when it was the other restaurant. So that did go to administrative site plan review, but we did bring it in front of the planning board for the building elevations. So if the building elevations change, then we may bring it again before the board as a discussion item. If there's other changes to the parking or landscaping or whatever, we would probably do it as a continuation of the administrative site plan that was previously submitted.
What I'm interested in is when I look at this rendering anyways, there is nothing protecting the outdoor seating from parking.
Yeah, typically we would want to see a type of fence enclosure around it just to keep kids and stuff contained without running into the parking lot. So that is typically something that we request for outdoor seating.
So I didn't know if that's you or Kevin's department who would do that, but that is something that I would like to see with regards to application 2021-20.
Okay.
Because
We can certainly take care of that through the site plan process, whether, it's a revision to the original plan that was submitted by Benderson Development.
So I'll be reading I'll put forth a resolution as I'm just drafting. Let's see. Other questions? Anything from the public? Anything online?
Nothing online.
How's your pizza business doing?
It's it's going great.
All right. good.
Luckily, we have a drive-through there.
Yeah.
So, and we have a great online ordering system in place.
Great.
So entire last year, people been ordering online and pick up from drive-through because that's what people's preference was. Everybody's preference was. So touch wood, we didn't have much impact there. We had less in-store traffic, but we had a huge spike in the online ordering drive-through pickup traffic.
Well, that's great to know. I've seen a few cars there.
Oh yes, yeah,
Congratulations.
yep.
Very
Thank
good
you.
food there.
Yep. Actually, we are doing another one in Webster. It
Oh,
is under construction. Yes, yeah. We are
Okay.
planning to open that one next month.
All right.
It is going. So we are expanding. Yeah.
Great.
When are you hoping to open this?
Tropical smoothie.
Yes.
We have we are targeting in June, but I know it's very tight. So if not June, then July. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready unless there's any other questions.
None.
Okay, fellow board members, I recommend we approve application 2021-19 Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Yellow Chilies Corp., 100 Marketplace Drive, Suite 110 in the Commercial B1 Zone District, tax account number 162.09-1-1.11, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online, to operate a smoothie cafe, also offering sandwiches, wraps, and flatbreads, with planned hours of operation Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Fellow board members, I recommend approving application number 2021-20, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Yellow Chilies Corp., 100 Marketplace Drive, Suite 110 in a Commercial B1 Zone District, tax account number 162.09-1-1.11, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online, to have outdoor seating with proper fencing and protection from vehicles for the seating as per the planning board approval.
Seconded.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We look forward. Are you part of
The next
Pink Chilies too?
Oh yes, yeah.
All right.
one.
Next up, we have application number 2021-021, Crumble Henrietta Pink Chilies Corp., 100 Marketplace Drive, Suite 120, to operate a crumble cookie franchise serving cookies, cupcakes, cookie dough, ice cream, and non-alcoholic beverages in a commercial B1 zoned district, tax account number 162.09-1-1.11, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Go ahead.
All right. So this is another franchise, Crumble Cookies, started in Utah probably 3-4 years ago. And it's a great concept that in just less than 3 years, there were more than 100 locations and they are expanding. I think it's one of the fastest growing franchise at the moment. So the whole concept is freshly made warm gourmet cookie, which we serve in, which makes in front of customer and serve to the customers warm. Again, it's no indoor sitting or no sit down for this location. Mostly it's a takeout or delivery or or pickup. That's what the concept is. It has, like, as I mentioned, more than 100 location. There is a one going on in Buffalo, and this would be the first one in Rochester for the crumble cookies. In their menu, very limited menu, only 5 cookies, 5 flavors of cookie at a time. There were 2 cookies which stays on their menu all the time, chocolate chip and there is a pink frosting one, and 3 cookies in their menu change every week and in their national menu. So wherever you go to Crumble, you find like only 5 cookies in their menu at a time. That's what the concept is. They have ice cream and a few other drinks as well, but mostly they are focused on cookies. Very unique concept, very popular, in young people. I think whoever likes cookie would come and eat. It's a very unique, fresh cookies. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Number of employees there?
Again, we are expecting around 15 to 20 employees here. Yeah.
Now, are they going to be between the two, between the other one?
No, each would have, yeah, because considering the location, right on Jefferson Road, next to Chick-fil-A, and I think one of the prime spot you can get, we are expecting to be busy both, and each will have 15 to 20 employees. Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Other questions?
Are you also selling the cookie dough?
No cookie dough.
Because it says cookie dough.
Yes. So currently in their menu, there is no cookie dough. Let's say this is a franchise, and in future, if they introduce cookie dough, so we'll follow their menu. But currently in their menu, there is no cookie dough.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there going to be any outdoor seating for this?
No outdoor seating for this one.
Okay.
And this one will not be open on Sundays?
Yeah, this won't be open on Sundays. Yeah, this will not be.
It will not be?
Yeah.
If
Is
it's,
there a reason behind that?
I think that's how it is, nationally, same as Chick-fil-A. I
was
think.
wondering if it was like Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, that.
Oh yeah, so it's the same
So
reason.
it's
Yeah.
One of the franchise.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have any further questions. Anything from the public? Anything online?
Nothing online.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Fellow board members and Mr. Supervisor, I make a motion that we approve application 2021-021 Crumble Henrietta Pink Chilies Corp., 100 Marketplace Drive, Suite 120, to operate a Crumble cookie franchise, serving cookies, cupcakes, cookie dough, ice cream, and non-alcoholic beverages in a commercial B1 zone district, tax account number 162.09-1-1.11, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Plan hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I think that says 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Uh-oh, you want to do just 2 hours? Plan hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you.
Second.
Any further questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranik,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations. We look forward to some cookies.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have it for sure. Yeah.
There
both
was a
cook-
question why, when these come in, there isn't a requirement that they bring in smoothies and
Samples.
Right. samples.
cookies.
Yeah.
I said, of course, if we did that, when we'd go outside, our cars would be gone because our next one's a towing service.
Yeah.
Get a free
No,
sample.
we'll have it for sure. Yeah, we'll have it. Yeah. Thank
You
you very
guys are
much.
here in the office today to tow our cars.
Yeah.
right.
Really appreciate it.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good. Best of luck.
Next up, we have application number 2021-022, Murray's Towing, Inc., 375 Clay Road, to operate a towing business and impound lot in an industrial zone district, tax account number 162.09-1-17, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation for the shop are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a towing operation being 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
How
Go
you
ahead,
doing?
say your name and your affiliation with the project and
Yes.
Tell us what you
Hi,
wanna do.
I'm Bill Randazzo. I'm the owner of Murray's Towing. And we're just looking to get a special use permit for this location, just for our towing and in a minor of repair, which is, it's actually already zoned for repair. So we're just looking to do our tow operation out of this parcel.
Okay.
We're not making cookies.
not making cookies. One of the things, out of curiosity, there was
Yes.
something, are you selling your current location or selling the business and, or, I
No,
wasn't clear?
we're currently on West Henrietta Road,
Right,
and it's a leased property, and the property's been sold on us.
gotcha.
So we're just looking to,
So this is a relocate?
this is a relocate. yes.
Okay, that part I wasn't 100%
Yes.
clear on. Thank you.
Yep.
Go ahead. Questions?
Can you tell me how many cars you're gonna plan on storing there at a time and I see it says storage.
Yeah,
And is there gonna be screening for
yes,
them?
we're going to have to probably do a fence with some sort of screening on it for basically in between my building and the interstate battery building.
Right.
And then cars on hand, I mean, it could vary from 3 to 10 at a time. And then insurance companies obviously come back and pick these up. They do it pretty quick these days.
Okay,
So to be short-term storage, nothing long-term there.
okay.
Mhm.
And I was over there today and the only thing I noticed is it's not, the tow trucks now, and I'm sure yours are all the flatbeds.
Flatbeds, yes.
Right. And it seems like it's really tight to,
It's, yes, you're right. It seems tight. Yes.
so I mean.
I think we could get them all in there if we're parking sideways, so to speak. And a couple of them leave, they don't all stay there. And we do have that shop inside too, where we could put a couple of trucks
Okay.
on this property.
So will the tow, well, you're using the tow vehicles 24/7,
Yes.
right? So they won't, okay. I was gonna ask if they're gonna be behind the screen or not, behind the fencing.
Yes, we will park them inside the screened area, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how many people you got working for you?
5.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Bill, I'm glad you stayed in Henrietta.
Yes, we love Henrietta. We do all the
So do
police
we.
towing, obviously, for
Great.
all the town of Henrietta, and we do some town of Henrietta towing also. so,
Okay.
Yes.
Do you by any chance have a tow operator who lives off of Nevins Road? All right. So I just had a couple complaints in terms of occasionally, if it's a late night pickup, try not to back up.
I haven't had the trucks there in about 2 months now.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah, so they haven't been there.
Beautiful. Much appreciated.
Because of the safety beeper? Is that
Yes,
right?
the safety
Yes,
beeper. So if he gets a call late at night and has to
Right.
leave from his house,
Mhm.
if he backs up,
With the
it
tow
disturbs the neighbors. So I appreciate that.
So
Yep.
funny.
Yep.
Okay.
That you will be glad to know that your neighbor did say you were a nice man and reasonable, but they still
We'll
didn't
have to
like the
send them some cookies
beeping.
when the cookie place opens.
Yeah.
Well, then you can also get in the argument of anything before the but, does it really count?
Yeah, I know all of them. I've lived there my whole life. It's my grandparents' house.
Right, that's
so-
what they said, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I share Councilman Stafford's, I don't know if I'd call it as strong as a concern, I'll say mild concern in terms of how to lay it out. But, I guess the thing is, all the employee parking that was there, that's essentially going to be storage parking, right?
Yes, on the side of the building, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
It seems like there's plenty of parking there, but it seems narrow,
Right.
is what it is. Right.
Have you spoken with Allstate or Interstate Battery folks at all?
I have not.
Okay, I would just, strongly encourage you to have discussions with them so as to minimize neighbor v. neighbor.
Yep, absolutely.
That
And
makes-
we've had an accountant with them for years too. for
Yeah, we've
batteries,
done
so
business with them for years.
They
Perfect.
know who we are. Yeah.
Sounds good. Any other questions? Anything online?
Nothing online.
Hearing none, can I get a motion?
I'll make
Mr.
a
Super-
motion. Oops, sorry.
Go ahead. One of you
Mr.
guys.
Supervisor and fellow board members, I make a motion to approve application number number 2021-22, Murray Towing, Inc., 375 Clay Road, to operate a towing business in impound lot in an industrial zone district, tax account number 162.09-1-17, or more particularly described in plans on file with the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation for the shop are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., with the towing operation being a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Second.
So I'll just open comments by saying, when you go to put up that fence,
Yes,
make sure you get your permit.
absolutely.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek.
Aye.
Councilmember Bolzner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations. Again, thanks for staying in town, and
Great. Thank you very much. You guys have a-
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We'll see you. Sorry.
Oh, no.
see if you get the next one. Next up, we have application numbers 2021-23 and 24. Build Your Own Home LLC, 1455 Jefferson Road in an industrial zone district, tax account number 162.11-1-15, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. 2021-23 is to operate a retail materials direct showroom offering kitchen, bath, and flooring selections. 2021-24 is to have an outdoor display area showcasing outdoor amenities such as, but not limited to, fire pits, furniture, and kitchens. Do we have a representative online, perhaps?
Yes.
You please introduce yourself and your affiliation.
Yeah, I apologize. I was talking and it wasn't unmuted. My name is Jake Harrington. I'm the Senior Vice President for Build Your Own Home Materials Direct, Rochester Division.
Okay, and what are you guys looking to do?
So we're a home builder, but we also own another company called Materials Direct. And we have a full service lumber yard and material supply house in the Syracuse area. And we plan to open a smaller version of that in Rochester and Henrietta. And our main goal is to provide services for our clients that build homes with us. We're a fully integrated company. We buy the material direct from the manufacturer, and it really was purchased as what we would call a selection center / showroom for our home buyers. But we also would like the opportunity to be able to service foot traffic that may come in based on the location. But I think predominantly it's going to be utilized as a selection center.
Gotcha. Are you guys taking over the entire building or just a portion of it?
We are, because running the home building operation, we have a lot of material coming in and out. Kitchen cabinets, windows, doors, flooring, fireplaces. So that'll be an opportunity for us to be able to get stuff dropped there and be able to deliver it to our customers.
Are you currently operating something in Rochester?
I am, yes. I'm running a home building company as of right now. And we're shipping all of our material out of Syracuse at the present time until the showroom is open.
Okay.
What's the home building company name?
It's called Build Your Own Home.
It is Build Your Own.
Okay. I'm a little confused on the application. I don't know if I open the right one here. Build Your Own Home. When I look at the map, it's showing Saginaw Drive.
Yeah, we're on the corner of Saginaw and Jefferson Road.
Used to be the
Right.
kitchen, the furniture.
But, oh, never mind. I flipped it over. I'm reading the wrong address. I entered the wrong address. Okay, got it. I basically, when I'd flipped it over, I entered the address from the next application. That's where my confusion was coming from. Okay, now I got it.
So, Mr. Harrington, how many employees do you plan on having?
When we get fully serviced up and running, probably a maximum of 8 employees that will be working in the location. It'll also be, approximately 4 people's office that are outside of the people that work there, that are operations people in our home building company.
Okay. You handle any materials that could be hazardous?
We do not.
Thank you.
And this outdoor display, is that like a temporary display that rotates seasonally, or what's?
We offer a product called True Kitchens. It's a manufactured cash and carry outdoor kitchen. And we want to be able to display that there. It would stay there year round. But it is something that's not permanent. It can be picked up and moved. It's not a concrete structure where it's into the ground with a footer and all that.
And where would that be located? Would that be located towards the rear of the building?
If you're standing in front of the building, on the left-hand side, there's a large strip of grassed area and some trees. And there's a piece that sticks out towards the sign where the driveway comes in off from Saginaw. And we plan to do the display right there.
On the Saginaw side?
On the Saginaw side, yep. There's no room on the Jefferson Road side.
Will there be an enclosure around that?
There will not.
Does stuff just not sit out there when you're not in operation?
It does.
Or is it chained up? I'm just curious how you deal with theft.
Well, we've been concerned about that, but we're actually gonna have to put some sort of monument in to chain it down.
Gotcha.
How close to the road do you anticipate the display being?
Doug, do you have the dimensions for that?
Says about, I think it says about
15.
70 feet.
No,
Jefferson.
70 feet from Jefferson, 15. This is from the right of way, not the road
15
itself.
from Saginaw,
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
70 from Jefferson.
Thank you.
And again, that's the right of way, so the road is further away than that. So is that, Chris, does that create any issues from a side setback?
Certainly, we would have to take a look at it. On a corner lot, it's 50 feet, I believe. So, we would have to look at the drawing and see if there's a conflict or not. If there is, then it's a variance from the zoning board of appeals.
Right. So just be aware you guys might need a variance for that out patio display area.
Okay.
I don't have any issues with it in general, other than I would want to go through the proper procedures to make sure it's not obstructing traffic, or, that's largely the reason for the side setbacks when it's a corner lot.
If it's just a patio and it doesn't have a footer, then it may not need a variance. So I guess we just have to take a look at it to see how it's going to be constructed, and then we'll give you an idea of what it needs to go through.
Right, but
Whether a variance is
it's
required or not.
intended to be filled. So the question is, if you guys have a representative image somewhere, from somewhere else or whatever, the point being, if the structure on there is going to be massive, I got to believe it falls under there, even if it doesn't have a footer. If it was just a patio and the stuff didn't stay out there, that's a different scenario. But here we're talking about that this is essentially a
Semi-permanent display.
right. Thank you. Semi-permanent display. So that would be my biggest issue. I take it the southern paved area, is that like loading dock?
Yeah, there's no loading dock on the building, but there's a garage door at the back corner.
Gotcha. Is that what that southern paved area is?
That's correct, yes, to get in and out of the garage door.
Oh, actually, you know what? I can bring it.
I too have some concerns about the display out there all the time, but are any materials going to be stored outside, or are they all going to be inside?
Everything's going to be stored inside.
Okay.
So you said you currently build, where are you building homes right now?
I have 14 houses under construction in the Rochester market and 53 under construction in Syracuse. My house is in Rochester I have a house under construction in Williamson all the way to Ogden.
So basically, I'm just trying to understand, this is going to be your selection center for anything that you're building for, but somebody can just walk in and there'll be somebody there to help them if they want to look at kitchens or baths or things like that, or outdoor patio, or not patios, I think you're saying outdoor
Kitchens.
kitchens. So there is somebody there that somebody can just walk in off the street and get assistance from that.
Correct.
So do you have other contractors and things that also that utilize your retail store?
We do not, just us.
Okay.
So, with your location, would you have to remove one of the existing trees?
I would not have to remove one of the existing trees, but there is one tree on the property that's completely dead.
Okay, is that the southern one near that door?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it looked like in the imagery.
And I was planning to take that down just from a safety precaution situation.
Would there be an issue with moving the outdoor display closer to that back door? My thinking being the further away you get from the intersection, the less sightline issues you have.
No, I don't have an issue with that. And, my thought process was if I pulled it back a little bit more, because there's a little grass pad that goes out in front of the building almost.
Right.
And I didn't want to interfere with the sight line when you're pulling out of Saginaw, even though it's not a busy road. There's a lot of people coming in out of Mark's Pizza. So I have no problem sliding that back a little bit.
Yeah, I would think, like I said, basically where the dead tree is in the imagery, that seems like back towards that direction, just seems like it would give people better sight lines when they're, like you said, trying to make that left turn onto Saginaw.
Yeah, I'd want to put it definitely behind the corner of the building, so when you pull out there, you're not looking at the kitchen. It's not kind of starting even with the front of the building.
So again, I'll ask Chris Martin, would this be something that the planning board would tackle?
Yeah, if they're making site improvements, I think that's definitely, we would want to see, whether it's, an administrative or, a full-blown site plan. I guess we would want to see a concept plan and then make that determination.
Okay. I'm gonna add some language, because like I said, that's my only concern with the outdoor display. I don't know how other people feel.
That's really the only concern I have, and as long as the materials are building materials that are kept inside.
And so no customer would be using that southern entrance, is that correct?
That is correct. That's for employees only.
Yep. The customer.
The door remains locked.
That's fine. As per planning, I'm just writing up the addition I plan to put on there.
How many parking spots do you have there?
Doug, do you have that in front of you?
1, 2, 3,
I'm sorry?
4, 5.
How many parking spots do you have?
He was talking to one of the other employees, I think.
Oh,
I see
Yeah,
12.
Doug Eldridge from 12.
I see 12 plus 2 handicap. Does that sound about right? That's what's on
Yeah.
Google imagery.
Can people hear me or?
We can.
Okay. Yeah, that's about right. And then there's probably a few more that could park on that slanted area, but
Yeah, so that's not counting the employee. That's customer.
Oh, okay.
That's customer parking only. Sorry.
that's my next question.
right.
Yeah, you could probably get, I would say, 1,
You get about
4 to
18.
6.
Are you looking at Google's map? Is that where you're?
I am, yeah.
I'm like, I don't see that map here.
No, I pulled up the imagery.
Okay.
I started an aerial imagery company. I've got to look at aerial imagery. It's in my blood. So yeah, like I said, that's the only thing I see. Any other comments, questions? Anything
Just
public? Oh, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Can I just add on the display area you were talking about?
Yep.
So, you know, the items on there would be low things like a, you know, countertop type level situation, fire pit, countertop, that type of thing. And they'd be a good, you know, 80, 90 feet from Jefferson Road from the pavement.
I'm
So
more,
I'm not really seeing too much interference with sight lines. You know, perhaps if you just move it back so it's past the corner of the building in the front, that would eliminate any potential sight line interference. And it's just a patio area, so it doesn't have a foundation or footing. So I'm not seeing where there's a setback issue with it either.
so to be clear, I'm more concerned with the employee entrance than I am with the obstruction of the Jefferson Road. I'm afraid that if it's too close to that, not employee entrance, sorry, customer entrance, that it could obscure people's view as they're trying to turn left onto Saginaw from your parking lot. And I realize, you know, counters aren't that high, but if I'm sitting in a low vehicle, that will obscure some traffic. So that's my bigger concern. I also will say that I would prefer not to see any trees removed. But basically, my point is that I would like you guys to, what I'm going to suggest is that it's in a location away from the customer entrance as per planning board approval.
Okay.
So the idea is you'll work that out with the planning board. They have more expertise as to that than we do, but.
Fair enough.
Anything else? Okay, hearing none. If someone wants to do, I'll do 24, but Millie, why don't you do 23?
Can I just add one quick thing?
Sure.
We had variance applications going in as well, and in both applications, I had an error in the address. It's 1455, not 1445. Just wanted to make that correction.
Okay. It wouldn't be ours, it's for the variance application. Our town clerk is on, and if you can let the other town clerks know, or Kevin. Go ahead.
Steve, it's Kevin. I already wrote that down. I'll take a look at that.
Okay, great.
I had one other comment since I'm on. Kevin Wilson, Director of Building and Fire Prevention, regarding the sight line. It appears that the patio area will be closer to the building than that tree that's there. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So there's, looking to the south, you know, the tree would be in your way before any display area, looking down Saginaw.
Yeah, when you pull out of the parking lot and your car is at a standstill to take a left or a right onto Saginaw, the kitchen's going to be behind you.
Yeah, there's no real visual.
We have other people who have that expertise. I'm expressing my concern. As long as you meet that concern, according to the planning board, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to say how it should be built. I'm just saying it's a concern that we want to make sure it's properly addressed.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
All right, Mr. Supervisor, fellow town board members, I have application number 2021-023. Build Your Own Home LLC. I'm sorry, I'd like to make a motion to approve application number 2021-023. Build Your Own Home LLC at 1455 Jefferson Road in an industrial zone district, tax account number 162.11-1-15, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online, to operate a retail materials direct showroom offering kitchen, bath, and flooring selections.
Second.
Any further questions? Anything online? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek?
Aye.
Councilmember Bolsner? Supervisor Schultz?
Aye. Fellow board members, I propose we approve application number 2021-24. Build Your Own Home LLC, 1455 Jefferson Road in an industrial zone district, tax count number 162.11-1-15, or as more particularly described in plans on file in town clerk's office and posted online, to have an outdoor display area showcasing outdoor amenities such as, but not limited to, fire pits, furniture, and kitchens in a location away from the customer entrance so as to not obstruct line of sight for customers turning out of the parking lot as per planning board approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley?
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford?
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek? Oh, I didn't hear anything.
I said aye.
Oh, sorry. Councilmember Bolsner?
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz?
Aye. Congratulations. I guess one of the questions we didn't ask was, do you have a plan as to when you're looking to open? Are they still there? Or did they already sign off?
No, I'm here. I had to unmute myself. We're hoping in 2 to 3 months. It's very difficult with COVID right now to get some building materials.
I know.
But worst case scenario, we're hoping 3 months.
Sounds good.
All right, great.
Again, congratulations.
Welcome to Henrietta.
Welcome to Henrietta.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody's time this evening. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Fellow board members, we have application number 2021-27, New Vision Design, 3385 Brighton Henrietta Town Line Road, to convert an office space into a massage spa with a water treatment room, also known as a Vichy shower, in an industrial zone district, tax account number 149.20-2-12, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hour of operation are Monday and Wednesday. Okay, I got it. Monday and Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So no operation on Tuesday or Sunday, according to plan. Do we have a representative? Please introduce yourself and your affiliation with the project.
My name is Dick Rossi, New Visions Design. Designed the space and going to hopefully build it out. It's basically a 4-room empty office space. One room is going to remain existing as a massage treatment room. We're going to take a back room and expand it slightly. And she's going to have what they call the Vichy shower room, where here's an overhead shower where they do body scrubs. And then afterwards, it's about 5 to 15 minutes worth of shower to wash the scrub off the body. It's a 1-person operation, obviously 1 client at a time. We're expanding the bathroom to make it handicap accessible and just creating a little area that she can do her laundry for her towels and sheets and so forth. 1 room is going to remain empty, and a small break area with a microwave oven.
Approximate portion of the building you're going to be occupying?
I'm sorry?
I assume you're not occupying the entire building. Is that correct?
No, it's just 1 suite.
Okay.
There's the insurance office next door, and then the other side is Feet Performance or something like that.
Gotcha. So maybe a quarter of the building, do you think, or?
It's in the middle.
Okay.
It's sandwiched between these 2 businesses.
I wasn't sure how many, because sometimes, in other words, one business occupies multiple suites. I just didn't know how many suites are in the whole building.
So Dick, are these types of spas being operated anywhere else?
She currently is renting space right down the street, a couple hundred yards at the Brighton Pathways to Health or something like that. She rents a room there. And before that, she was in the Greater Living Architecture space. She had rented a room there. Now she's signing up for her future.
The original application that she put into the town said that the hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. And then this says the hours are Monday and Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 7. Which are correct? The original application or the hours that we read?
I personally thought she told me that she operates Tuesdays through Saturday, 10 to 7.
Okay, so we've got different hours.
Yeah. She does maximum of 6 massages a day,
So they're probably an hour apiece.
approximately, yeah.
Do you know how long she's been in business?
Pardon?
You know how long she's been operating the other one? At the other location?
I think she's been on the Pathways Place 2 years, and at the Greater Architecture, Living Architecture, I think she was there a year or two.
Any other questions?
Is this, something like this, does this need any approval by the county health department or anything with,
I don't know that answer. Whether it needs county health approval or like the shower especially.
that's my only,
Right. Well, let's just say that we would expect you to get all necessary Department of Health approvals, if there are any. Anything online?
There is nothing online.
Lisa, do you want to do this one?
Sure.
I don't think you've done one yet.
Supervisor Schultz and fellow board members, I have application number 20, I move to approve application number 2021-027, New Vision Design, 3385 Brighton Henrietta Town Line Road, to convert an office space into a massage spa with a water treatment room, Vichy shower, Vichy? In an industrial zone district, tax account number 149.20-2-12, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation are Monday and Wednesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the town also requests that all necessary Department of Health approvals be met prior to opening.
Second.
New Vision Design. That's it.
Nope, you got it. Any further comments, questions? I'll just note that we understand that the hours can shift some, but obviously if it's dramatically outside that, we would expect her to come back here.
Yeah.
But, you know, since we've heard a couple different hours, they're all within standard times. It's when it gets into, you know, am I planning to go 24 hours, that kind of stuff, or late at night?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
aye.
Councilmember Safranik,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolsner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Next up, we have application 2021-29, Roma Delicatessa, 900 Jefferson Road, Suites 901 and 902, to operate a delicatessa serving sandwiches and Italian food products in a commercial B1 zone district, tax account number 162.06-1-10, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Do we have a representative present?
Yes, we do. My name is Lou Bavone, and I'd first like to thank the board for giving us the opportunity to make our presentation. Our intent is to operate a Italian delicatessa, similar to, if anybody's familiar with a place in New York called Italy, not Italy, Italy. It's going to be on a much smaller scale, but we will be selling dry goods, pastas, olive oils, deli sandwiches. There will be take-home lasagnas, chicken marcellas to take home if anybody wants to. Seating for approximately 44 people, and we are looking to have some outside seating in the summertime. I will be talking to Kevin Wilson about that. We plan on just roping off 2 parking spaces to do that. Hours of operation you've mentioned, we're planning on about 20 employees. It's going to be something that Rochester has never had. I have partners from Italy who are trying to get here, but unfortunately, Italy is shut down right now. But we're bringing a chef and a manager who have operated these similar type operations in Rome, Italy. But we will, our intent is to try to open in June, I'm sorry, but it may be extended into July. And we think it's going to be something great that Rochester is needed. There will be all types of Italian goods, such as prosciutto. They'll be hanging up in the air like the old Italian stores always did, the cheeses of all types, olives. And again, there will be sandwiches served through lunch and dinners if you did want to sit. But I think we're going to find that most people are going to want to take those items home. Just take a slice of lasagna or whatever and take it home to eat it. And that's really what we're trying to do.
Sounds good.
Sounds really good.
Lou, is this part of the market itself?
It is in the regional market. It's the new building that the market just put up. And we have the 2 spaces of approximately 2,200 square feet. One side of there's actually 2 spaces. We're taking about a 30 or 40 foot of the wall to open it up. One side will be strictly the goods that you will be sandwiches, the hot foods, and the other side is going to be seating and all of the dry goods, such as, like I said, pastas, olive oils, canned goods from Italy, those types of things.
How many people did you say, Lou, working employees?
Well, we're thinking hopefully that we need quite a few, but we're hoping that we have 10 to 12 on a daily basis. They will start early cooking, getting ready, but we'll be serving. Also, we're going to have cappuccino espresso machines there. So we plan on early in the morning to serve pastries with coffee.
What do you got?
Really going to be a good idea. My partner who I have is from Italy, and he's bringing this idea from Italy to Rochester. He's also opened up a restaurant in my plaza in Chile called Mama Italia, and he will be the chef there. And I think it'll be great for the whole community.
How about for the holiday season, does he do Gucci Dati, the Italian fig cookies?
Right, we will do anything that anybody's heart desires.
One of my favorite holiday cookies, so.
Yeah.
The construction work in there, I know it's pretty much a shell now, right? Where it has to be.
Yeah, there actually is no construction work because we're only taking one wall out, a 30 or 40 foot piece of a wall, and the rest is going to be just open area. We want it to be an open appeal, just no drop ceilings, all painted, ceilings, just to give you that, not a warehouse look, but just an open look. I don't want to be too fancy because, it's canned goods and it's just going to be a market, an Italian market.
Yeah, the reason I ask is I know at one time they were supposed to pay anybody doing work there, construction work was supposed to be prevailing wage in there, and I just didn't know if everybody was aware of that.
Well, as you may or may not know, Brendan from the regional market is actually going to be doing most of the construction of He's putting air condition, which we don't have today, and he's putting some plumbing in for all of our deli cases, because we need to have compressors. So we're not actually going to be hiring anybody to do the work. It's going to be done by the Genesee Valley Regional Market.
Okay, so that wouldn't be you anyways. Okay, I just wasn't
Yep.
sure.
And again, any work that is done on the market has to be prevailing wage, because I do most of the work at the market.
I didn't hear that last part.
Most of the work, all the work that's done in the regional market all the employees do have to be paid prevailing wage, because again, as the owner of Alliance Door Rolling Door, we do quite a bit of work at the regional market.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Pavone, did you
Yes.
say you were gonna have 44 seating for?
44 seats, that's correct.
Thank you.
I
Yep,
assume
you're welcome.
there'll be a reduced occupancy if the pandemic's still going on, but hopefully, do you have an idea when you're looking to open?
Well, again, if they can send a plane to Italy to pick up those 2 people, we'd open sooner. But right now, Italy, if you're aware, is shut right now.
Right.
Nobody can leave. So again, I believe we'll be open by July.
And you said you're planning on having some outdoor seating. Where is your outdoor seating plan to be located at?
Well, we are the last building, 2 sites of that building, the north end. So if we just went against the concrete wall that they built there, we were planning on putting the seating right there, which wouldn't interfere with, other than 2 parking spots. If 2, maybe it's only going to be 1. We're not sure how many people want to sit outside and eat. But
So
as Italians, we do like to sit outside, smoke cigars and eat. So,
I assume you're gonna come back for an outdoor seating special permit when you're ready with those plans?
if need be, absolutely.
Great. Yeah, when you've got that plan drawn up, just submit it and
Okay.
special use permit. Any other questions?
Sounds like a great idea.
Look forward to that. And then go for cookies after.
No, cannolis.
Yeah.
No, you have to come here for cannolis, not the cookies around the corner.
And I assume they do the cannoli where they stuff it after you order it?
Exactly.
Right, because for those who don't know, if they pre-stuff it, they're not, in my opinion, real Italians, because then the casing gets soggy. It should be nice and crisp. And my Italian grandmother would have scolded anybody, probably whacked their knuckles with a wooden spoon if they filled that cannoli before it was ready to be eaten.
Steve, you're not doing bad for Schultz. Okay, you should have been Italian.
Malachino and D'Agostino on my mother's side, so.
All right, I'll forgive you for that.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve application number 2021-029 Roma Delicatessa at 900 Jefferson Road, Suites 901 and 902, to operate a delicatessa serving sandwiches and Italian food products and a commercial B1 zone district, tax account number 162.06-1-10, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Planned hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., Saturday from 7 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m., and Sunday from 9 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m.
Seconded.
Any further discussion? Anything online? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolsner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Congratulations. We look forward to
Having you in town.
sitting outside and having a talk and then eat.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Next up, we have application number 2020-032, This is continued from the meeting on January 27, 2021. Marlwood Partners LLC, Commerce Drive to allow an outdoor truck parking area in a commercial B1 zone district with a mixed-use redevelopment area overlay, tax account number 161.15-1-4, or is more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online.
Good afternoon. My name is Reza Armanesh. I'm presenting this project. Basically, this 39 Commerce Street is comprised of two parcels. One is on the eastern part, which right now DEC is not permitting to do any work till they resolve the issue of contamination. And the other portion, which is basically on the western part, the parcel 2, based on the survey plan that I have. We are present, right now, we are planning to utilize this western parcel as a space for parking semi-truck and basically large trucks. We show 7 parking spaces. There's some about 12 parking spaces for the drivers when they come over there, and then they want to park their car, then they take their trucks and go and come back. So the car is there, so they don't have to get somebody to get them. We met with Mr. Martin yesterday, with the owner and Mr. Martin yesterday. We went over some of the issues. Those issues I'm going to, hopefully we will address those within a week or so, but prior to do any of that stuff, like I showed drainage as per the town engineer's request. But the issue is that the DEC may not permit to do any digging because there are still some monitoring wells, some overburden wells on this parcel number 2. So we need to discuss that issues. The issue was brought up yesterday by Mr. Martin to owner, and says, okay, you need to get a letter from DEC that we can do this excavation, put the catch basins, put the pipes for drainage of the area. Now, that said, also DEC is requiring certain setback on the, I guess I would say on the south side of the property. There are already some phytomediation plants, or the trees rather, that they have planted, that we are not supposed to go beyond that at all. Right now, on the site plan that I presented, that actually we are about 10 feet away from those mediation trees. They're about, maybe right now, they're not large, but they're about 3 inch in diameter at the bottom. Some of them maybe 3.5, 4 inches. The other issue is the entrance. Right now, I'm just coming through this parcel 2 because there are 2 different tax numbers. When I met with the owners at the site yesterday, after we met with Mr. Martin, I said, well, let's go there and take a look at some items and get some measurements. They don't want to put the gate. The owner didn't want to put the gate there, but right now there's the gate, but it's on the adjacent property on parcel 1. And I suggested to the owner, please check with DEC to see if we can come through that parcel, which is a different tax number, to come to the western, from the eastern one to the eastern one to the western one. So they're going to work on that to see if we can do that. But even that said, I mentioned that you may need to, even though they're the same owners, but there are 2 different properties. If you're going to utilize the existing entrance with the gate, which is about 30 feet open gates, swing gates, it comes through the other parcel. So we may need to get some easement from one, even though they're the same owner, but legally they got to provide an easement so I can drive through that corner to come into this property. So that's another issue that was not discussed yesterday with Mr. Martin, but I showed basically rolling gates, sliding gates that they open up 25, so the big trucks, like semi, usually 70 feet, 72 feet, depending, can come in and go out with no problem as far as the circulation is concerned. And the area that we are proposing to utilize this space, basically the western property is about 1.55 acre, but we cannot utilize all of it because there is a easement on the north side, about 15 feet utility easement on the north side. There is a 20-foot, it's not an easement, but we cannot use it. There's some, basically there's some issue, there's something in the deed that we are not supposed to use that 20-foot. Of course, DEC has some restriction utilizing the south portion. So now that said, out of the 1.56 acre, we can only use like a 46,810. The whole thing, the western property is about 67,800 square foot, 1.556 acre. Now, the portion that we can actually use, that is with permission of DEC, is 46,810, which is approximately 1.047 acre. Now the parking area is going to be gravelled, basically number 1 and 2s, and some dust, so they're going to roll them. Originally, the owner had put 4 inches. The comments came from the engineering department indicating that that's not sufficient. So I added a note that they should add 12 inches of crushed stone. That's how, and then roll it, compact it, so it doesn't leave a muddy area. When we met yesterday with Mr. Martin, he said he would accept 6 inches at this time till they're ready to do asphalt or pavement. But at that point, they have to come to the planning board again to get approval for that portion. That's pretty much in a nutshell. They have put some gravel on the side, but I don't think the owner knew that you cannot just, especially this is a brown field, I guess I call it, somewhat. So you're not supposed to do any construction or anything until DEC approves. And then, of course, they had to come to the town to get the approval of the town. But the work has completely stopped.
So one of the things I'll note is I intend to add the following, that applicants' owners must meet all DEC, state, county, and town requirements, both prior to making any improvements and during operations, because obviously this is a sensitive site with regards to the former contaminations, as you've noted.
To the satisfaction of the town engineer?
Yes.
To the satisfaction. I'm going to say or representative.
Or designated town
Designated.
representative?
Town representative. Okay, I've added that.
Also to mention the 1, 2 overburden monitoring wells that I suggested yesterday when I noticed that it's going to where the trucks, the large semi is going to park. We have to get approval from DEC. I mentioned that to the owner. Owner has been dealing with DEC directly in Albany. I haven't been involved in that much, except that I just read all the emails. They have to make sure that we can either remove those or relocate them or bring them down to the surface and keep them. Most likely DEC would not allow you to remove it completely based on my past experience with other projects.
In terms of the number of trucks, do you have an idea how many they were looking to park there?
Yes, 7. I show 7 parking spaces. I had more 10. They wanted 10, but once I started doing the turning radius, there was no way to make that truck park on number 7. And of course, there's some restriction as far as the setback is concerned on the back. Now, the site plan that I show is based on the survey was provided by Pastor Associates. Now, I went there yesterday and we measured it very as close as possible. I know I'm not accurate but it seems like there's some old asphalt that is left there because there was a parking. Actually, Mr. Martin showed me the area what used to be a parking. So that's asphalt and there's an access coming, but unfortunately the access is on the adjacent parcel.
Okay. Yep, you went over that. Other questions?
This is going to be for short haul, right? They're not doing long haul? What are they doing?
Yes, sir. I think in the long run, from what I've been told by the owner, they like to put a building up. So maybe repair these large semi trucks. They're doing it another location in the city. So they're hoping that this is a much larger area. It's 580 Oak Street. Not too long ago, it's like 100 by 40 feet building, but it's not that large. When you want to put a semi, you need a much larger space. So they're planning to put, at least what I've been told, is the pole barn type construction, which it reduces the excavation substantially. But that's what the plan is.
Okay, thanks.
So obviously this is not that approval and they would have to come back, not necessarily for a special use permit, but they would have to go back in front of planning board for site plan approval for any building on the site.
Correct. And also, Mr. Martin mentioned that when you actually seen their letter that came that I read, even if they want to do asphalt pavement, they have to come back. Right now, it's just basically on the back.
Right.
It's all number 1 and 2, right at the 54 at the front, which right now I show asphalt. Mr. Martin said I can put like number 3 stone, so at least it shakes. And then, but apron has to be asphalted.
Right. Other comments, questions? So I will read this one since I've got the additions we just put together. Fellow board members, I recommend we approve application number 2020-032, Marlwood Partners LLC, Commerce Drive, to allow an outdoor truck parking area in a commercial B1 zone district with a mixed-use redevelopment area overlay. Tax account number 161.15-1-4, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Applicants/owners must meet all DEC, state, county, and town requirements, both prior to making any improvements and during operations, to the satisfaction of the town engineer or designated town representative.
Second.
Any further questions? Anything online?
I actually had a question. Is that superseding the written resolution that you had prepared?
I didn't know we had a prepared one. Sorry, I missed that. No, it doesn't supersede that.
It's on our.
Right. No, I found it. I found it written over here. Oh, do I have to read this whole thing? Hold on. So basically I would add, I guess, my clause is going to be bullet number 5. Okay. Any issue with me not reading all the whereases? Okay. Therefore, be it resolved that based on the aforementioned information, documentation, testimony, and findings set forth herein and in Schedule A, the town board hereby, start a second. I'm going to retract my previous motion to approve, and I'm going to replace it with this motion to approve. Fellow board members, I recommend we approve application 2020-3032, skipping to the therefore be it resolved that based on the aforementioned information, documentation, testimony, and findings set forth herein and in Schedule A, the town board hereby grants approval for special use permit 2020-32 to construct and use a parking lot for truck parking with the following conditions. The applicant will be required to address all outstanding comments from the Director of Engineering and Planning, in addition to those recommendations set forth from the Henrietta Conservation Board at their March 2nd, 2021 meeting. The applicant will be required to supply the town with either a letter or a permit from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation indicating that the applicant has approval to park trucks on the property. Per the letter from the New York State DEC dated March 10th, 2021, the applicant shall reach out to the Department of New York State OPRHP regarding potential impacts to archaeological resources from the development of this area. Number 4, as stated in the planning board approval letter dated March 19th, 2021, the applicant shall return to the planning board in approximately 90 days to show compliance with the outstanding issues and conditions set forth herein. And number 5, applicant's owners must meet all DEC, state, county, and town requirements, both prior to making any improvements and during operations, to the satisfaction of the town engineer or designated town representative.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Councilmember Barley,
Aye.
Councilmember Stafford,
Aye.
Councilmember Safranek,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolsner,
Aye.
Supervisor Schultz.
Aye. Okay, so you've got a bunch of work ahead of you to get this going,
Yes.
but good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, we have applications number 2021-18 and 009. Mixed use and multifamily applications in a commercial B1 zone district with a mixed use redevelopment area overlay district, or as more particularly described in plans on file in the town clerk's office and posted online. Application 2021-18 is for the Marketplace Mall, 3400 West Henrietta Road, 20, 25, 30, 15, 1200, and 1100 Miracle Mile Drive to allow a mixed-use development on parcels including industrial, medical, office, commercial, residential, and civic space components. Tax accounts numbers 161.12-1-1.11, 161.12-1-1.1/A/B/D/E/F and /G. Application 2021-9, Rochester Cornerstone Group, 1100 Miracle Mile Drive to construct a 4-story plus or minus 150 unit senior housing structure. Tax account number 161.12-1-1.1/F. So go ahead and introduce yourself and your affiliation with the project. First up, we can discuss them both at the same time, but we'll start with the mixed-use development for the mall.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ryan Destro from BME Associates. Here with me tonight is Ryan Brandt from Rochester Cornerstone Group and Eric Wright from the Marketplace and Wilmerite. As mentioned, we were here last month and we discussed both special permit applications that we're requesting. As mentioned, the first one is to establish the Marketplace Mall mixed-use development area within the MURA, the mixed-use redevelopment area overlay district. That will obviously help to promote the long-term viability of the Marketplace Mall while also allowing some uses which are not currently permitted under the underlying zoning district, which is commercial B1. The second special permit application that we're requesting is to allow the actual Marketplace Senior Apartments project itself. That represents a senior housing component, and senior housing is allowed in the MURA zoning district with a special permit. As mentioned, if these special permits go through, the Marketplace Mall will have a mixture of uses consisting of the Marketplace Senior Apartments new residential use, the industrial office space and medical space for the recently approved URMC project, and then also the existing commercial and civic space uses for the Marketplace Mall. As mentioned, the senior apartments project is a 150 unit. It's a 4-story apartment structure. It's located to the west of the existing Sportsman's Warehouse, and it's along the south side of Miracle Mile Drive. And it's in the former location of the Marketplace Mall movie theater. Last week, we did present this application and discuss it in front of the planning board, and we reviewed the site plan application. At that meeting, the planning board did convey their support for the project. Since our last town board meeting, we've also received correspondence back from both the New York State DOT and the MCDOT, both acknowledging that they do not have any issues with the anticipated traffic from this project. And that really sums it up. I mean, we're obviously happy to address any of your comments and questions. So with that, I'll turn it back over to the board.
Great, thank you. So a couple things, I'll just, I sent some of the stuff out to the board as we've gotten things back. So one of the things that, you know, as you are aware, they are applying for a pilot. Let me take a step back. There is an existing pilot on this parcel today as part of the Marketplace Mall Comida pilot. The plan is that there would be a new pilot on parcel F to cover, it's a shelter rent agreement specifically to cover affordable senior housing. We'll have Ryan describe the program they're participating in a little bit, but one of the things that will happen is the parcels, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, those are basically effectively administrative lot lines that separate out for more for tax purposes than for an actual parcel subdivision. So there's an administrative process to changing those. Prior to this, not necessarily have to do with the approval, but prior to the plan and to be able to move forward with this as well as with the pilot, they'll have to redraw those lines to coincide so that essentially the senior housing is all on its own parcel and nothing else is in that, or I should call it a sub parcel, that nothing else is in that sub parcel. That's important from a tax reason. So that's in the process. You may have noticed we pulled the pilot agreement approval from tonight's agenda. The reason being that this property is on an underlying long-term land lease, and per the pilot New York State tax law, real property tax law with respect to the town issuing pilots, it would have to be owned by the associated not-for-profit. That's how it's being explained to us right now. So we're still investigating that. I have reached out to Comida, since Comida can do pilots through lease agreements. So we will be having discussions with them as to whether they could initiate the pilot. The terms, I would hope, would be the same. But you know, we would basically, we're pursuing that. So the pilot right now is off the table. But, you know, like I said, we're still working on the approval. In terms of the traffic, as was noted, I mean, I've never seen response from the DOTs come back so quickly, because anyone who was around in the 80s knows the massive amounts of traffic that this site was able to handle. It's nowhere near that anymore. So again, neither the state, which are two of the roads that border this, nor the county, which is the third road that borders this, see any issues dealing with the traffic, especially because it's senior housing and not market rate apartments, but even market rate apartments, they wouldn't see an issue. So, and finally, I'll note that as mentioned prior, there have been a lot of requests for affordable senior housing in town. There are a lot of seniors who are looking to downsize. but they have trouble finding affordable housing. They want to stay in Henrietta. It's great that we're looking at this. We've had the discussions with the school district. They are in support of a pilot that they generally oppose pilots, but the one pilot they do support is for affordable senior housing. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions, comments. I know we had a lot of them answered last time when there was some cleanup that had to get done. I will note that there are two ways when we're doing the mixed-use development. There are two ways to apportion the space. One is on the acreage method, and that's basically I set aside a portion of land that this is the commercial development area, this is the residential development area, this is the civic space. The other approach is the square foot method, and that's where I have mixed use within individual buildings. That's the case in the mall proper. So when we were looking at this, they were originally looking at doing a mixed use development just for these lower two parcels. The town felt that it made more sense. When we envisioned this, the mall was one of the places we talked about when we were doing the comprehensive land use plan for this mixed use redevelopment area. And the idea was to allow specifically this, to bring in new stuff, to inject vitality into the mall and to allow the space to be reused. So the center mall area and the food court is considered civic space, as well as, I would encourage the mall, after some of the construction settles down, to maybe identify if there's some areas outside near, especially near some of the nice ponds, if they could put some picnic tables out there, have maybe some civic spaces out there as well. And then obviously, because this is an existing property with a lot of retail space, the numbers are skewed to the retail side beyond the recommendations in the table. If you will recall, when we created that, we understood, again, we were using the mall as a perfect example. We understood that some of the projects that we were interested in seeing revitalized and reused weren't going to be able to meet those percentages. Those were essentially targets that we want to see new projects meet. But for existing projects, especially one like this, like I said, where there is already a large amount of retail, the town board has the authority to approve them at other numbers. So there is not a requirement for this existing one that they meet those numbers. So did I get all this stuff done? Is there anything else you want to add from a legal standpoint?
Yeah, and just for the board's assurance, we actually put in right into the resolution the ranges I think they're within, it's either 5 or 10% of what they're allowed to comprise as part of that parcel. Just to be clear, these are the percentages that we're permitting that's actually built right into the approval resolution.
And these ones are on the main board meetings agenda because there's also a seeker involved as well, correct? Yeah. Okay. Okay, questions, comments?
I have a couple of questions. Ryan, maybe you could kind of rehash the 150 units that will be here, what will be made up of one bedrooms. For our seniors, maybe you could talk a bit about the federal guidelines of cost, what will be charged for these units, and things of that nature.
Be sure to introduce yourself.
Sure. Sorry, thanks. Hi, Ryan Brandt from Rochester's Cornerstone Group. So there will be, we're proposing 150 units. 142 of those would be one-bedroom units, and 8 of them would be two-bedroom units. So they all would be as part of some level of income restrictions. So it's through the state's Housing Finance Agency. I can give you the rents. I'm guessing you might be interested in those. I forget if we brought those up in the last meeting, but so certainly subject to change, but right now it's anywhere from $425 for the one-bedroom units per month to $852 So that's the, again, just based on your income limits. And we do expect seniors to come with, some of them are going to come with wages, some of them are going to come with Social Security, disability, whatever. There is rental assistance for 45 of the units through the state's supportive housing program. So those individuals would also have some enhanced services, some staff at the site that would help them with food programs and doctor's appointments. And it's actually a plan, like a housekeeping person, an environmental service worker that's going to, maybe not daily, but several times a week, go into their unit and just really check up on them, kind of be the eyes and ears for the management staff. So we know that's from some of our other facilities, we found that's COVID era or non-COVID era. That's kind of a can be an issue for people. It's just they're either by choice or they're declining, whatever. They're not getting out as much, and having that person for those 45 units will be a great benefit, I think, just for any red flags, whether it's a mental health issue, a physical health issue, and so that's a state program for those 45 units. That
You said 45 units, Ryan?
45, correct. Those are all one-bedroom units. So those are the ones that will receive the enhanced services. Okay. So we'd have, I think it'd be two staff that would serve a community manager and a leasing agent for all 150 units. Then there'd be 1.5 or 2 maintenance technicians. And then there'd be somewhere between 3 to 4 people that, and mostly part-time, that are kind of coming and going, serving those people, those 45 specific one-bedroom units. But in terms of amenities, there, a balcony. I'm not sure if we share the rendering here with the town board, but certainly with the planning board, there would be a 4th-story balcony. There's a workout fitness center that'll be some, light, kind of age-appropriate fitness equipment, community space, lounges, 2 elevators to cut down on, 4 stories, 150 units. That's a lot of units. So they're, way the architects have designed it, it's going to be, there's some senior housing specialists at SWB Architects that have really taken mind to the needs of that population for both the units themselves and the common corridors.
And there was an age stipulation for the residents. The minimum age was what, Ryan?
Right. So as part of abiding by the federal, in order to be considered senior housing, we either have to make the 62 and up election or the 55 and up election. And this funding program, or at least the current one through the state, we'd have to pick the 55 and up. So that would be, everyone would be 55 and up, but we'd have to, we'd have to declare our intent publicly, all our marketing materials that are sent out, all the marketing materials at the site, our application itself, all are going to say this is a 55 and over housing community. But this particular regulation, there could be people with a disability or otherwise that are below 55, and if they meet all the other income occupancy requirements, they would be allowed to, we could not prevent them from occupying. Our head of our property management arm has said in her 20-30 year career, she can remember the specific number of times that's happened. So it's a pretty unlikely occurrence, but it is possible. It's that's what the Federal Housing for Older Persons Act, I believe it's called, states. So those 45 enhanced services units, those have to be 55.
Okay.
But for the other units, it's again, intent to operate as a 55 and over community, but just per that federal guideline, there could be some that come in under that.
Well, thanks for explaining that exception too.
Could you hold off 1 second? Since we have our interpreter here, would you mind, might as well interpret?
And
Thank you.
When we continue, I wanted to talk on that issue if you.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Okay, go ahead, Don.
Yeah. So this is the town attorney speaking on the senior housing issue. This is a bit of a unique case in a good way, I think, for us. This isn't a multifamily apartment complex approval with a senior housing limitation. It's actually a senior housing approval. So I just want to make that distinction for you. In our mixed use code, we distinguish between mixed multifamily housing as a use and senior housing as a use. So we are not approving a multifamily housing conditioned on it being for seniors. We're actually approving senior housing, right? So if in the future they don't want to do senior housing anymore, well, they only have a special permit for senior housing. So they would have to come back here and say, listen, we need a multifamily housing special permit, not a senior housing permit. And we have to go through that approval process, just so the board understands the distinction here. It's a little different in a good way, I think.
And from the conversation I had with the supervisor, that condition wouldn't happen until at least 30 years because of the.
Well, okay. So on that note, I think that's nuanced. What I would say is their pilot, I think, is going to be tied to it being some sort of a federal.
New York State's minimum requirement is 30 years.
We'll have a
Or the
regulatory
pilot.
agreement
No,
with the
no,
state. That'll be,
The regulatory agency who's overseeing this project.
Okay.
has a
But I
30-year
mean,
minimum.
theoretically, right? Theoretically, 5 years down the road, they could theoretically decide we can't sustain this anymore. I don't know what the implications are from the federal side, but obviously they can't force them to do something they can't do. So theoretically, this could go belly up, theoretically. And they may no longer be able to do the senior housing again, at which point they'd have to come back here and say, we have a senior housing permit. We can't do it for whatever reason. We need to apply for a multifamily permit, theoretically.
I can say that's one of my concerns because I've seen a piece of property go from a senior housing to apartments and there were some concerns.
Yeah, it's
concerns
very
in the neighborhood that were.
It
were
becomes
justified.
it becomes exceedingly difficult to control the tenants that are a part of a land use as opposed to the land use. In this case, the land use is residential apartments, right? Then when you dig down to the next level of, okay, who can live in these apartments? That becomes a very difficult issue to handle legally from a land use standpoint. And so again, what we've done in our mixed use code that we adopted is specify this particular use, which is what we're approving. In that way there, if they try to vary from that use, now they need to come back and redo it and tell us why. And if, for example, if your concern is, well, senior housing is low impact, it's low noise, it's lower traffic. Well, if they were to change that to market rate, well, now they'd have to come back and we'd say, listen, we approved you under these facts. The traffic would have been this under senior housing. Now you're applying for this. Now we have to look at traffic for, the increased traffic associated with market rate and so on. You'd get to look at all those issues again and make your land use decision based on the facts at the time they hypothetically came back for a change. But I just, again, want to clarify that. Someone can always appeal to the board and apply for any use whatsoever, and that's where it will stand.
yeah, just to remind, so this regulatory agreement will be recorded at the county clerk's office too. So it'll be publicly available and there won't be any, we could share an example, one that we've had. Again, this one up in Greece, we gave an example as an example. It's recorded at the county clerk's office. It's publicly available. So there's also that layer of transparency, I'd say too.
Being that things can change, are you guys operating a facility like this right now? Any housing right now in our area or close by?
Yeah,
Where that might be.
Yep. So there's a couple of facilities up in Greece. They're right across from each other, just north of the Greece Ridge Mall, actually, Long Pond Senior Housing and Cornerstone Point. So those ones one was built about 5 years ago and one was 3 years ago, right after each other. And the waiting lists are both triple digits long. It's huge demand. So I think we expect something very similar. Here, and our management staff is, they're used to these type of facilities. They've got that expertise, and we're working with I think a very talented design team too. Like I mentioned before, that's going to really take into account the needs of seniors and with the arrangement of the building, both the site plan and the building design itself.
Did you get a pilot program for those projects?
That was a community services benefit agreement, I think, for both of those.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was.
That's what I sent out, Rob. You've got that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, we're not doing the pilot today
Right.
because
I understand.
there's a question. Yep.
Yeah. So I'd say majority of communities, we develop this type of housing, we do have a pilot agreement. It just, just imagine in order to keep the rents low, most of the other expenses are in line with other types of communities, the same type of maintenance and everything else. So.
Rob, to be clear, I'm not a fan of the community benefit agreement because all the money goes to the town. And whereas Linda's probably cursing my name right now, to me, that's not fair to the school district in the county. It should be split like a pilot across the three entities. So I think Greece did their school district and the county a disservice by doing that. I have no intention of doing that here. So that's what we're looking at. Like I said, it's a shelter rent pilot. We've made some adjustments based off lessons learned with Apex and a few others. You know, the advantage of the shelter rent, the community benefit was a flat rate based on the number of units. The issue that presents is if you have low occupancy, that's a challenge. When we looked at the numbers, if it's at full occupancy, the shelter rent pilot actually provides more revenue to the taxing jurisdictions, but the protection that offers to the developers is if for whatever reason they have some vacancies, under the community benefits agreement, you pay regardless, whether it's occupied or not. So it creates more risk for them, but the reward also then for the taxing jurisdictions is that because it's a percentage of their rent coming in, it actually ends up being greater revenue than the community benefit agreement. And like I said, our portion, because our tax rate is low, will be small, but there really isn't a whole lot of additional work the town has to do beyond any normal pilot. So to me, with this, like when we were doing the solar pilots, the town has additional inspection requirement. So we took a portion of that and assigned it to doing that work, and then the rest is split normally. In this one, we don't have any inspection. In fact, the state is the one who will be doing all the regulatory oversight audits and things like that. So when we wrote the pilot, it's conditioned upon them meeting the requirements of the state audit. So.
Well, my question, and thanks for that. My question was more that it's good to see that there's a great demand for this housing project in other communities that are close to us. And I know our community and the residents here, they've been really asking about some affordable housing because of the cost of real estate. So I think it's a good project and hopefully everything will go well. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan, I've gotten a lot of questions over the years about, for the affordable housing and apartments for seniors. What is the maximum income for somebody?
Yeah, so it changes based on those income bands. So right now we've got so there's anywhere from 30% of the area median income to 60% of the area median income. That's actually for these federal low-income housing tax credits. You have to, it's required that you have to have everything below 60% of the area median income. So for say for these the 26 units at 30% of the area median income, it actually depends on whether there's one or two people in that household. One person would be $15,900. Two people would be $18,180. For the 25 units we have at 50% of the area median income, it would be $26,500 for the one person and $30,300 for two people. And most of these households are going to be one person, but if you have two people, you can make a little bit more. And finally, the 60% area median income for the ones is $31,800 for the one person and $36,360 for the two person. And actually, I should have these labeled separately, but those 45 one-bedroom units that are going to receive the additional supports and services, those are also at 30% of the area median income. So I guess if you're taking notes, the 26 becomes 71 that are at the 30%. And last but not least, for the 8 two-bedroom units, you can actually make up to $45,420. So that's the maximum. There's very good chance that a lot of these seniors, like I said before, are going to come with some type of assistance, disability, Social Security, But, and some may just be retired, right? They just are paying out of their, savings or whatever. So we typically don't have a whole lot of issue with the maximum income requirements for seniors.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
More of a question for us, Steve, on are we doing, why, we're splitting, are we doing A, B, D, F, and G also?
No, so the mixed-use development is over the entire mall.
Okay.
And then the approval for the
Just for F.
multifamily is just F.
Okay, so
I will also note that it's possible that F will change to H when we redraw. I don't know exactly how that works. They typically don't like to reuse tax account numbers when the parcel is modified. So what's currently, I think it's D and F will probably become H and I. Or they might even skip I because of it might become J because to distinguish it from the one. But yeah, the mixed use is for the entire mall parcels. And then the multifamily is just for parcel F.
So when we approve the mixed use for the rest of the mall, we'll stay in the current tax pilot that we have now until it is developed? With other.
Correct. So basically what would happen is if stuff comes in and so again, the way we're doing the pilot currently is that each year we assess the mall and all the parcels that are part of the pilot, and we actually set the pilot amount equal to that. Yes, well, why have a pilot? Because there are certain parcels that were promised zero property taxes coming in. And so basically what happens is the rest of the tenants in the mall pick up that difference. But when you look at where the mall was on the original pilot when it was put in place and where the mall's valued at today, it's a fraction. Today is a fraction of where it's at. So I will note that when we do that, we're going to basically make the current mall pilot on parcel F will automatically terminate should this go forward. But so in terms of your question, if they come in with a hotel, for instance, then anything big development that comes in that regards that is significantly different, we will have a discussion with Comida as to how does that affect the pilot. Some stuff, so obviously a new retail store filling up some of the empty spaces, it's not going to affect the pilot other than as the occupancy goes up, the value of the mall goes up, and therefore the pilot payment goes up. But again, if there's something that comes in that doesn't fit under the existing pilot, then it would essentially have to be carved out. But that's separate from the approval for this mixed use and from the multifamily. Any other questions? Okay. Hearing none, then since we're going to act on these as part of the agenda, I will just close the public hearing for applications number 2021, 18, and 9. That concludes the Henrietta Town Board Special Use Permit meeting for Wednesday, March 24th, 2021. Hearing no objections, meeting is closed. Why don't we stop the broadcast and restart for the town board meeting?
Can we take a